Good morning, guys, and thank you for joining me. I'm sorry for being late this morning, guys. I had a little bit of an issue with my mouth this morning. It was hurting for some reason. I was thinking I might not have been able to do the show, and then all of a sudden I got some relief. It was a miracle. Thank you for that. And I would like to thank you all for joining me. It's been nice. I have a little bit of roundup news, maybe a little bit of transfer insight. It's getting real weird, and a lot of things are coming in. And I like to focus on the football and not talk about the transfers and really the takeover and stuff right now. Just the football. So, guys, take this time to like, share, and subscribe. Here, help the channel get around to everyone else. You know what I mean? And Bella is gonna take it away and say good morning to you all.
Welcome back to Mufc Realist TV. My name is Bella. I am a presenter and hostess of this channel. Thank you for tuning in. The show is about to begin. I want you to give this video a cheeky little like and subscribe to our channel if you have not done so yet. As you must agree that I am better looking than Mark Goldbridge, so what are you waiting for? Just do it. Smash that like button now. Let's go Reds. Buckle up. Get ready to rumble.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
And guys, what it is, how are you doing this morning? It's the Carabao Cup day. It's Wednesday, November 1st. New month. Is it a new feeling? Is it a change for United in this new month? Could we do something and get above the sloppy performances and the terrible fuss? Everything around the club is toxic right now. Is it translating on the pitch? Is it affecting the players? Is it affecting Ten Hag? What can they do? And the first set of news that we have is that Eric Ten Hag has been reported as saying, he's convinced that it's only a matter of time before Manchester United show their true selves. The poor start to the season is not a good reflection of the quality of the squad that has been preparing for this campaign. After Sunday's 3-0 loss, the United boss has been saying that, the team has been losing to fine margins and sloppy mistakes. But he's backing his team because apparently he's seeing something that we are not really seeing as fans. So, do you agree with that, guys? Or do you think, it's a lot bigger than that, more toxic than that? Because I think, he might be right. We are lacking the main starting defense lineup. There's no Martinez. There's no Wan-Bissaka. You know what I mean? Varane is iffy. And there's no Luke Shaw. So, we don't have that structured defense from last season that saved us to fall back on this season. So, it's a lot of adjustments and changes, guys. So I'd like you to, have some patience with the manager, support the team, and let's get in. Mark, let's join in the VR room and see what's going on with you guys this morning. Mark Davies is coming in. Good morning, Mark. Is it true about there's going to be an announcement next week about the takeover? I think it's going to be Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I don't want it to be him. I want Qatar. I agree with you, Mark. Partial sale means the Glazers are here. We're still going to be screaming Glazers out. So I'm actually hoping that, the news, as I said, there's a deadline on this deal. Manchester United does not activate it, and it passes, giving Qatar a chance, or any rich businessman a chance to come in and make an offer for full sale. That's what I would like to see, to be honest. You know what I mean? Acid Mia is coming in. Hello, guys. Good morning. Presenter is 10 minutes late. I'm sorry. I apologize. Had a little bit of, toothache this morning. I really, really apologize. Carlos, what's going on with you this morning, bro? It's not a big problem. Big up, everyone. We definitely need a win tonight. I won't be watching it. Got football tonight. I will catch the second half, though. That's great, Carlos. That's great. Good morning, Campus Boys. What up? We getting piped, bro. Bro, it's gonna be a tough one, hopefully it's not a long one. Hopefully it's just a tough one. I'm hoping that, we grind out a draw and wish them on penalties. You know what I mean? Andre Onana with 2 big saves. Everyone in our team scoring their penalties. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping for. If not, you could even grab a cheeky 2-1 win or something, or 3-1 win one or something like that. Because I mean, the guys tend to score more goals in the Carabao Cup. And I honestly would like to see a starting Garnacho, a starting Hannibal Magebury, even a starting Palestri. Even Anthony Martial should get a start tonight, I think, because last week we didn't play with Martial, we didn't play with Rashford or Bruno in the Carabao Cup when we played against Crystal Palace. We did really well. I'm looking forward to that. Campos Smith again, the players crying about kit socks and training demands. Oh my God. I don't want to read. We about to see tools being down. I hope not. I really, really, really hope not. Gareth Taylor is coming in. United turning into Excuses FC with the same players throwing another manager under the bus. This is why, guys, I've been saying all along, we need to hold these players accountable. It's not just like, that simple, let's blame the manager because they can't make a 4-yard pass. They don't know they need to move into space to create openings or draw defenders. This is basic stuff that they learn in academies. You know what I mean, guys? So it's kind of weird when people say to me, I should be blaming the manager for everything. When we have professionals who went to academy to hone their footballing skills. You know what I mean? It's kind of difficult, guys. Like, I don't know. I don't know how people just blame managers, just blame the club when these are young, talented players who, had to work hard, had to sacrifice, had to learn the basics in order to move to advance in the academy itself. So it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. To me, it's like unrealistic. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people are being disingenuous about it. Because we could sit here and blame Eric Ten Hag, but then I could sit here and count 4 other managers that dealt with most of these players and had the same issues. So all those managers shit? Are they shit? Are they foolish? Is something wrong with them all? So it's only the players, like they just need someone to brainwash them over. I don't know. And it's really disappointing and frustrating. You know what I mean? So there's been an article that I'll talk about a little bit right now. And it's been talking about this young starlet at Girona. His name is Savio. I know you guys heard me mention him last night to Strasbourg Steve. But Savio plays for Girona, and Barcelona is heavily interested in the $20 million transfer for this young lad. I think he's press resistant. He's a very good left winger. He also can play off the right. He's Brazilian, and he's actually the talisman at Girona this season after his first move in his first season at Girona. So, like, if you guys think, I don't know who you guys may think, but maybe you could give some opinions in the chat. Let me see any young players that you think might be able to replace Marcus Rashford besides Garnacho, because I'm looking ahead to the future and I'm thinking maybe, we might need someone to challenge both of them. You know what I mean? And get rid of one of them at the end of the season. That's how I feel right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, I said, Mia, I know. I believe that too, my bro. Like, it's just hard to say, it's just hard to say that, because right now with the current news out there, everyone seems to think that we're only going to get Sir Jim. You know what I mean? All the reports are pointing in that direction. Even if I don't agree and I disagree, it's like, for me, it's toxic to even talk about the takeover. You know what I mean? Evil Bossage is coming in. Good morning, bro. What's up with you? If there's one game identity I care about losing, is this one. We play too much football as it is, and our high intensity training is not helping us either, especially with injuries. Totally agreed. Gas Taylor's like me screaming, Ten Hag in. Yeah, guys, I think, we need to give this manager a chance. We can't. It's all good, guys. It's all good, callers. No worries about that. You know what I mean? It's all good. It's all good. Sanjay, Guten Morgen, Sanjay Ramuto. How are you doing, my bro? Is everything good with you? Campos Munch is coming back in. Every top club has high training standards. I'm not falling for it. Well, true, true. It seems to me that the players have stopped playing for Ten Hag. I think so too as well. I think it's kind of weird, you know. Almac is coming in. Will ETH quit if he has his transfer power removed? He was promised that he would be in charge, and now Sir Jim Ratcliffe has signaled that they don't trust his transfer business. Whoa, this is another topic I've been concerned about, and while I could sit here and read articles about it, I'm just gonna say my opinion on it. It's questionable. Like so, Jim Ratcliffe has been questioning the way he spend, right? Not so much all of his transfers, but he doesn't like he questioned the Casemiro transfer. He didn't think he didn't agree with the spend, and he doesn't agree with the age profile of the player. So I'm not too sure if Eric Ten Hag is going to just throw his toys out the pram for something like that. I think Eric Ten Hag, you know, has an understanding that he had at Ajax that he would like to have a certain level of control, but he doesn't need full control if they're getting the right players for him at the right times. You know what I mean? And all the while keeping the price competitive. I think the biggest problem, right? The biggest problem is the fact that we have a poor negotiation team and a structure around him. They can't get players in on time. They don't sign players for the right prices. It's a shit show. It's unbelievable. You know, I'd like to take this time to talk about Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who is said to be training solo still. He has not been able to have first team training as of yet. I think they're gonna try him out in first team training tomorrow morning. He was on grass training solo this morning with a little bit more intensity, and it's just good news to hear that he's coming back soon. You know what I mean? I'm a huge Diego Dallo fan, but it's also good to have rotation and competition. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka has shown levels since Eric Ten Hag has arrived. He's been a much better improved player. I also thought that Diogo Dalot was better overall, and now I'm thinking that Wan-Bissaka is like up there with him. You know what I mean? Probably even a little bit better in terms of consistency this season. The ending of last season going into the season. I mean, you know what I mean? So just a little bit of information on Aaron Wan-Bissaka and a little bit more information on Kobe Menu off of the start last night for the under-18s where they lost 4-3 to Salford City. Kobe Menu had 2 assists, 78 minutes of play, and I think he was given the man of the match. And we're not sure if he's going to feature tonight. But I think that there are some that are suspecting that he will be named on the bench as well as Dan Gore Jr. So that's something that you guys can look forward to as well, guys. Yes, Smurf, Pep and Ange work on main tactics. High intensity training gets done in preseason. I agree with that, Bossage. You know what I mean? But, I still don't think it's too much to worry about right now. Why would a promising player choose United over Barcelona? Well, it's easy, Almac. You know what I mean? Barcelona is broke-alona. And United is still Manchester United. The number one club in Europe, historically. In England, I mean. You know what I mean? So, like you might say, oh, no, it's not something that, a young player might do based on the performances now, but it's not just about the now. You have to remember the history and the foundation of clubs are also part of the reason they have fans. Hey, Jarvis Cocker, good morning, bro. Strasbourg Steve is coming through hot. Good morning, my bro. Followed you back, mate. How are you doing today? Any opinions on the game? I know you had a lot last night. I agree with a lot of them. I think it's going to be hectic today, and I hope it to be a fiery affair, to be fair. I would like to see some thick competition against you tonight. Eric Ten Hag in, yes, we agree with that. I think, as I was saying last night, a midfield pairing of either Kobe Menu and Amrabat or Kobe Menu and Casemiro would be amazing. Like, I think We need someone to progress the ball, and we need someone to break up the play that's defensively superior. So either one, I think, would work. Asad Mia is coming in. Sir Jim Ratcliffe talks to Murtaugh and Arnold, and they're the ones completed transfer. Well, so I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe or whoever comes in need to fire those two. I think they need to be looking for a job on Monday. You know what I mean? I don't think they deserve to be working at this club anymore. And a lot of executives and other backroom staff who have been less than pleasant or less than professional for the past few years. So I think there needs to be a huge shakeup. I get that there's a lot of instability around the club, and a lot of the employees do not know what's their future. But some of them really and truly, and if we're being honest, they don't have a future at the club anymore. Their performances have already, the jury's already in on their performances, guys. You know what I mean? So let's not take away from that, and let's not forget that as well. Comper Smurf is coming back in. We went into the summer expecting an elite striker, midfielder, and CB. We got none of that. Yeah, Compo Smurf, like I will say this again. A lot of United fans were hoping to get Harry Kane this summer. I was not one of them. You know what I mean? Thinking that United should be competing for the league in the second season of a rebuild is a bit delusional, in my opinion. There's no reason, that I'm not saying that if at the end of the season we're in a title contention because of great performances, that would be amazing. But to think that we're going to get Harry Kane, get Kim Min Jae, and get another midfielder and challenge for the title this season is disingenuous. It's not even keeping with the facts that we know and we had before. Ralph Ragnick said it best, and all the fans agreed. We need open heart surgery. 10 players in, 10 players out. And not loans, permanent. And he was talking about players in the starting squad, the first 22 players, not just the squad. He was talking about players in the starting 11 as well. And yet there's some of them, most of them are still here. So I think it's a bit disingenuous to say some things like this and to think in a manner where, oh, we should be challenging for the league this season. We've been shit for 10 years, guys. We've barely been partaking in top four for the last 10 years. So it's all well and good. We came second, we came third, but we weren't actually going to win the league. Come on, let's be real. The team doesn't have the quality. They don't have the intensity. You know what I mean? They don't even have the drive. You don't see that hunger in them, in a lot of them. Some of them you do, and it's mostly the young players. And it's shocking when the senior players on a team don't look hungrier and don't show the younger players a good example. All of these things, take away. And this has nothing to do with the manager, guys. Because a manager manages. At the end of the day, as a person, as an individual, you need to have your own standards, your own morals, your own proper ethics. No one is responsible for your happiness. If someone is responsible for your happiness, bro, you're living in a dependency, guys. It's crazy. Mark Davies is coming in. Do you think Ten Hag will make any changes tonight? Drop Rashford, play Garnacho, drop Bruno, give the youth a chance? Well, like I was saying yesterday, my midfield would be Amrabat, I would say Hannibal Mejbri, and maybe a Casemiro if he's fit. If Casemiro's not fit, then Dan Gore Jr. also played last night, so I'm not sure if he's going to be up for a game today. But yeah, I would like to see a lot of youth play. I would like to see Garnacho off the left. I would like to see Palestri off the right. I would like to see most of the stars coming on in the second half. I would like to see the youths for 70 minutes given a chance, because I've seen them all preseason and they haven't been that bad. They've been good. And good is not great, but good is a start. You know what I mean? Because they can get there and they show the right intensity. They show the right hunger. You know what I mean? I haven't really seen much defenders besides Mark Jurado and Alvaro Fernandez in our youth setup that I think are worthy. But Alvaro's out on loan to Granada, and they sold Mark Jurado. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And Stephanie Griffith is coming in with 16 likes. Guys, it's 21 watching. Thank you so much for hitting the like button. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time. And anyone else who's new and hasn't hit the like button before or hasn't subscribed, please come in, hit that like button, share the channel around. Let us get above the corporation guff and clickbait wankers so everyone could get a bit of the realest news. You know what I mean? Well, Stephanie, you know what the funny thing about this statement is? The board, yes men, need to be removed before the manager. The one thing that hurts me the most, and I don't know if anyone will take this the wrong way, but Alex Ferguson kind of hurts me, you know? Like, he's on the board, he's in and around, and he's watching all of this shit happen. Maybe he can't do anything about it. But you know what I mean? If anyone could shake the Glazer out movement, would be this guy. And so far we've seen nothing from him. You know what I mean? It's disappointing. Al Mack is coming in. In 2 years' time, it will be Paul Mitchell out. I doubt anyone will be successful at this club. Al Mack under the Glazers, I can't disagree with you, mate. I can't disagree with you. And Georgie Best is coming in. Good morning, all, and I hope all is well. Of course, Bestie, you know how it is. It's always a good day for me, Always smiles. Coming second by 20 plus points is pointless. You know what I mean? Yes, Ivo Bocic, I've been, not yet, not yet. He should arrive sometime this afternoon. I say like around 1700, which would be 5 p.m. in translation. Yeah, I wished him a safe flight. We always talk about Milk. He's gonna arrive safely. If there's anyone, he's just gonna pop in the chat, be like, yo, Mick always is around. He's a good guy, good dude. Mark Davies is coming in. Some of these players don't have the hunger to play for United. Get rid of the ones who don't have the passion or the hunger or the heart. They are not playing for their badge. And I could agree with that statement, Mark, because at the same time, you know how it is sometimes. It's a lot. You know what I mean? Players need to be, taken care of. They need to be shown that they're, depended on. They need to be given this great experience and catered to. So what happens to them when they're like, what happens to our badge, our team? Are they catering to us? Are they supposed to give us some effort? You know what I mean? I can't always blame them. I think the manager has to take some responsibility. Like, I would say he got the tactics totally correct for the first half against Man City, but the second half, I don't know. You know what I mean? I could sit here and say, the players need to execute the task better, execute the instructions better, but then does that mean we're using the wrong players? You know what I mean? What is he trying to do? Is he trying to use these players to highlight their inefficiencies so that the board sees, so the fan sees, so we understand when he benches them? I don't know. I would like to get 10 minutes to have a conversation with Ten Hag, ask him 5 questions, and I think I would know, I would have a better idea of what is going on. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean to say that I don't trust his tactic. I don't trust him. We've seen what he done at Ajax, right? I, as a fan, don't think he's going to be able to apply the Ajax system identically in Manchester United for 2 reasons. One, we're not that type of team, really. And 2, we don't have the players that are ready, or most of them aren't open to doing those things, and it's not their best attribute. So he's going to have to change his style a little bit to suit some players to kind of get the best out of them. You know what I mean? A lot of people say he shouldn't change his style, but he doesn't have the money. He doesn't have the resources, the pool of players to select from to give him that Ajax type of, always working, always moving, always ready to receive a pass type player. You know what I mean? So let's be realistic here. He's doing the best with what he has available to him, right? And what he has available to him are some players who are amazing at counterattack, some players who might be good in possession, and some players who are just good at, making runs. So until he gets that balance, in the team right, which it will take him some time this season, I think we should all just sit back, have patience, believe. I mean, last season, if it's an example of anything, he got third place, played 2 cup finals, won a cup, even if it's the Mickey Mouse, and everyone thought we were going to finish 12th, but Chelsea did. Guys, it's funny. Like, I could say this over and over, and guys would still find excuses to say Eric Ten Hag hasn't had a good season. Eric Ten Hag hasn't been great. The team hasn't been great. You know what? We're in a rebuild. We don't have to be great. But as long as I could see that we're getting better in increments, no matter how small, if I can see that we're getting better at this or getting better at that, it's an improvement from where we were, because where we were was shocking. You know what I mean? And we can sit here and talk about the values we had historically all we want. If someone could come on here and debunk me about the last 10 years of Manchester United, then, I'll fine. I'll shut up. I'll re I'll rescind everything I said, and then I'll believe everything you say. But right now, as a Manchester United fan, yeah, I believe the only way forward is to let Eric Ten Hag trial and error, tinker and tinker, tweak and tweak till he finds the right system to suit the players he currently has. If we have to lose, we have to lose, guys. Arsenal did it for 5 years. Last September, they were Arteta out, every one of them. Come on, guys, what are we doing? Are we going to become those fools, or are we going to be better than them? We're Manchester United fans. We've spent 20 years at the top already. You know what I mean? We want to spend 20 more. What is 2 years of hovering around? 2 years or one? If I was to ask you guys, if you give up this season and we finish 7th, but next season we challenge for a title, challenge for everything, you know what I mean? Would you guys give it up? Put your answer in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking, because this question I need fans to answer for me. I need fans to give me an answer. Tell me in your own words, what do you think? Could you tolerate finishing 10th if it means he gets it right at the end of the season and next season we start a challenge? Or do you guys want to get Eric Ten Hag out, finish top 4, so we have UCL next season, and maybe we sack the next manager at the end of the next season or the season after? We keep the cycle going every 2 years. We sack a new manager, get a new manager bounce. We just partake in top 4. We don't win. You know what I mean? We just in and around. What do you guys want to do? Tell me. It would be nice. I'd like to hear your opinions on that. Big up, my bro. Big up, big up, big up. Hope you're doing well. Mark Davies is coming in. I'm still Ten Hag in, but he has to change things around. He is stubborn. What do you think? I totally agree. He's very stubborn. He needs to change things, but at the same time, he needs the space and the patience to try and fail and understand and learn. You know what I mean? And if it takes this season, guys, I'm willing. I'm willing, because I'm tired of just participating. I'm tired of watching other teams get better while we just get worse. You know what I mean? Converse Morse, we aren't in a rebuild. Actions are more important than words. We retain too much crap. Could have hand over 100 million for McTominay, Sancho, and Maguire. Like, I'll be honest with you, Compost, right? If it's one player I would regret losing, it's Sancho. I think Sancho suits our system better than Marcus Rashford ever will. And I think the first player that should walk out this door should be Marcus Rashford. I'll be honest and say that. He doesn't suit the left wing. He is not suited to a possession-based team. He can't do it. He can't. He's a counter-attacking player. He's great when you give him the ball and he can just run at people. He's a luxury player, right? And we don't need him. The fact that he scored 30 goals last season hurts us the most, and people won't understand that. They would say, I'm hating on Marcus. Oh, you're hating on Marcus. But that guy, bro, like, I always say to my friends, if we had Jacob Ramsey, we'd be top of the league this season. top of the league if we had Jacob Ramsey. You know why? Because every season that guy gets 10 to 15 assists every single season. Forget the goals he scores. He gets 10 to 15 assists every season. That's 5 to 10 assists more than Marcus Rashford every season. And what's more important to you guys? The team scoring goals or Marcus Rashford scoring goals? I think I've only ever seen him score a hat trick, once? And that was last season in 9 years. So I don't know, guys. Yeah, Compost, I'd sell both of them. You know what I mean? We have to be fair to the manager. The team around him, the structure around him is not helping him. He tried to push out Scott McTominay. He tried to push out Harry Maguire, and the club would not let them out. They won't find the money to pay them off. And then we say we back the manager. We didn't back him. We did not back him at all, in my opinion. You know what I mean? The takeover situation needs to be sorted out so everyone know where they're at. That way, ETH know exactly what he's working with. I agree with that statement. I think that's one of the biggest things that's affecting us right now. As much as I try to skirt around that, it's a problem. It's always a problem when there's uncertainty. You know what I mean? So it needs to sort out. Mark, Darko is coming in. Good morning, Darko. What's up, my bro? Mark, let's make decisions on Ten Hag by looking at his current decisions on and off the field, his interviews, his in-game tactics, all areas where he can give us hope that he's on the right path. You know, funny you should say that. I have a show. My show tomorrow morning is going to be predominantly based on that. Despite bringing news and the results of today's play, my show in the morning is based on all of those things, Darko. So tune in tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. UK time, and you will definitely get the answers that you want to get from me. Today, I don't have all of them right now, so I don't want to just partially answer it. I want to give it time. So tomorrow, you can hear me on that, right? Thanks for the comment, Darko. I won't forget that. And we're up to 19 likes, guys, 22 watching. Come on, guys, spread us around, like, share, and subscribe. You know, it's not that hard. It's pretty easy just to do something like this. And so, guys, back to it. As I'm going to ask this question, Jamie Wayne is coming. He's fed up of talking about this club. He's just going to watch streams and not say anything anymore. Jamie, I totally understand how you feel, my brother. You know, it's been disappointing. I don't know. I felt more hurt than you know, in other situations in life when United lose. For me, it's like my whole weekend is trash. My whole week is sour. You know, but as a fan, like, I understand it's because I love this club and I want the best for them. But sometimes, you know, like, our own opinions can make things even harder for us because, like, I might not like some players and I'm not always right. Like, I don't like some players and I don't think they should be here, but, you know, they could prove me wrong. You know, I have to remain open to the fact that these players could redeem themselves. You know what I mean? Drex is agreeing with me. You should sell Rashford first and put Sancho on the left wing. I'm telling you, Drex, like, the fans, if this guy apologizes and comes back on the left and Rashford gets dropped for 5 to 10 games. After the first game, maybe in the second or third game, United start scoring 3+ goals a game. That's just my opinion. Ivo Bosic is coming in with his team for tonight. Onana, Alvaro, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Amrabat, Mount, Mainu, Hannibal, Donny, Sancho, Hoyland, Ahmad. That's the team that can hold and pass the ball. Big facts with Ivo Bosic. Big facts. Darko is back in. Arsenal kept changing managers till they got the right person, Arteta. Okay, Darko, let me ask you this question. When Arsenal finished 9th, 8th, 9th, 8th, 7th, and then 5th, all under Mikel Arteta, why didn't they get rid of him? Maybe you could answer that question for me. You know what I mean? Come back, let me know, guy. Mark Davies is coming in. If United score the first goal tonight, we will win. If Newcastle score the first goal, we will struggle. We have not scored an only early goal in every match. Yes. And that's down to the clinical nature of our strikers. I mean, I won't 100% blame it on Hoyland because, you know, as you know, he's young and he has always been showing improvement. But every other game, you can see clear improvement in his play. So I'm gonna blame senior players like Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes. I'll even blame Anthony, who's been there for a year, and I still think he needs some time to settle in and show his best. You know what I mean? But I would blame them. Even Christian Eriksen. You know what I mean? Like he got an impeccable chance against Copenhagen. Keeper saved. You know what I mean? So guys, I always would blame the most senior players because they have the experience, they've done it before, and it should be easy. If you put Ronaldo in any of their situations with this season, I bet United scored 25 goals already. Betting, you know what I mean? The moment we got rid of Ronaldo, we started actually increasing the chances we give to our striker. It's crazy. Oh my God. Stephanie Griffith, United to be relevant in the PL needs 75 goals minimum per season. Last year's return of 58 was shocking. We got away with the clean sheets. Yeah, it was shocking. But it's also the fault of having a winger who doesn't assist and can't create nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm not one of those who enjoyed Marcus Rashford scoring 30 goals last season. I think it was only going to make things worse for the team because, it would hype fans, hype everyone around him who likes him. And then boom, we're going to be stuck with someone who can't get 10 assists a season and has probably only ever done it once in 9 years. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like everyone talk about the best wingers in the PL. Marcus Rashford is rated 19th for assists in the PL every season for the last 6 years. He's been rated 19th in assists as a winger on the left. You could Google the statement and prove me wrong, but I checked it up till yesterday, you know what I mean? The average winger in the Premier League averages 10 assists every season. Marcus Rashford has only got more than 10 assists in a PL season once in his career, and that was 6 years ago. It's weird, guys. People think Sancho was talking about Anthony not playing well, but I believe he's angry at the fact that Rashford has been crap, but yet still plays. I said this, Drex. I said this, bro. But you know what Will said in the group? He said, I'm crazy. You know what Fun Villa Cooper said? He said, I'm crazy. But then, everyone forgot that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said in an interview that when we bought Sancho, but he wants to play off the left. Who plays off the left? Brand, Rashford, MR10 guys. Right? It's hard. Who's 1-0 after signing a whole squad? Eric Ten Hag? Who? Tell me. Compos, tell me. Mark, answer me, bro. Will Eric Ten Hag drop Rashford? Are you supporting and backing a manager who is so stubborn? Listen, right? I want him to drop Marcus Rashford. I also think in Marcus Rashford contract there's an undroppable clause because he is the brand of the club. He is the star chosen by Manchester United to be the face of our project. He wasn't chosen by Eric Ten Hag to be the face of our project. He was chosen by Manchester United. And I blame the board for most of the problems we have with Marcus Rashford because they encourage that nonsense. I blame fans who talk about he's an academy product, he's a mank. I blame fans for that because, if I was a mank, don't take any offense to this, but if I was a Mancunian, I'd be offended by Marcus Rashford being a Mancunian. He has no fight, no grit, no nothing. He's like a powder puff, Jigglypuff. He runs around on the field and everyone pushes him around. They could be smaller than him, they could be bigger than him, they could be skinnier than him. They push him around like a feather. They're like, and he goes, ah. Have you ever seen a footballer challenge for a ball in the air when he jumps with his eyes closed? He doesn't even jump to the ball. He jumps straight up and then he does this every time. Come on, guys. If I start talking about some of these players, guys, it's gonna be a comedy show because I'm gonna be talking mad shit, and I don't want it to be like that. I just wanted to give the news. I've given that. I'm just going through the chat, talking some bits with you guys, and that's it. Yeah, well, Campo Smurf, this is Arsenal's, you know what I mean? But people talk about Arteta is amazing. People think Arteta is one of the greatest coaches in the world right now. I don't disagree, but he got time. He got 4 seasons to do shit. And you missed out the first season where he came into the quarter and they finished 9th, because they actually finished 9th. So, it's weird. It's weird. Mikel Arteta, it's weird. Manchester United fans need to get with the program. We've had our time. We've tried to do it the shortcut way. It's not working. It's not working at all. What is progress, Evo Bosic? Winning nothing? Finishing 8th, and then 5th? So if you check out that, right? That he came in January, right? That season they finished 9th. Then he finished 8th. Then he finished 8th. So back-to-back seasons, he finished 8th. Then he finished 5th. Eric Ten Hag, first season, he finished 3rd. And he won a cup. He played in 2 finals. That's more than Mikel Arteta has accomplished in his 5 years at Arsenal, guy. I don't know what football is, but Saka, and the imagination that Saka had a better season than Marcus Rashford, even though I think he's not that good, is a pipe dream. Saka was rubbish compared to Marcus Rashford. He was not as impactful. He didn't win nothing. You know what I mean? He won nothing and got nominated for a Ballon d'Or. I could laugh about these things. Like a lot of people say Saka is better than Rashford. Maybe, but I'd make this one comment. You might hate me. Saka would never have played for England if Mason Greenwood hadn't gotten into the situation he got into 18 months ago. He would never have seen the right wing for England. Because why? Mason Greenwood played there, guys. So you could prove me wrong. You could prove me wrong. But I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong on that. Arteta was allowed time to remove rubbish players he didn't want, like Ten Hag, got that trophy too early. Exactly, Stephanie. Showed positive signs from day one. Rubbish. Darkrow. You know what? You can talk about the 5-0, the 6-3, the 4-0. Did you know Arteta lost 7-1 under 7-1? Do you know he lost 5-0 more than once? Do you know he lost 4-0 about 8 times? Do you know Arteta was destroyed many times in the first 3 years of his campaign, even by Manchester United back then. So you could go ahead and talk about 3 or 4 games that we lost. 4 games last year. 4 games. Or 5. You know what I mean? Talk about them. It's 5 games in one season, bro. Arteta had 4 seasons where he lost worst, and he finished lower than Eric Ten Hag. Every single time, except one season. His 5th. Or 6th, actually. Because he was there for 5.5 seasons currently. So, we could go along and sit down and talk about, nitpick about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games that he did shit, he did poorly. But I can tell you the other games where we won. And even if we're not playing well, we're winning. Sometimes it's not just the manager, my guy. Sometimes the players have to be accountable for things. And a lot of people don't like to blame players because they say, well, he did it in the past. Did what? Marcus Rashford has never scored 20 Premier League goals in his life. In his life, he's never done it in one season. Never. So how good is he? How good is Marcus Rashford? He's never scored 20 Premier League goals in his life in one season. And we're talking about he's been here for 8 years. So we can go on and talk about the guy had 40 GA last season. Yeah, well, when you play in 4 competitions or 5 competitions, it's easy, right? When you total everything. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Compost Smurf. I know I'm not the only one going crazy in here. 20 likes, people. Let's get in. I'm about to close the show, guys. It was longer. We're just talking about interacting with you guys. Thank you so much for all the questions and all the opinions. Yes, Mark. Last few questions. Why is Ten Hag playing Bruno on the wing when he's a? Bro, I don't know. I think it's rubbish. I think that's one of the biggest, worst decisions he's ever made, in my opinion, because Bruno offers nothing there. He does play right midfield for Portugal, but it's Portugal has like really, really intelligent midfielders and players in general. So it's like they have the football and IQ to pick up and drop and adapt and change during the game. And I don't think a lot of our players can adapt during the game. You know what I mean? You cannot have the untouchable, undroppable poster boy players in your team. It's a fact. I think this is very true. He's probably not allowed to drop Rashford. He's the face of the Glazer franchise. And as we know, the club has already put out feelers saying in the media that it's no good for the number 7 to be sitting on the bench. It's bad for business. And, Mason Mount has been rubbish. Rubbish. Mason Mount has been absolute rubbish in every game that he's played this season. Yes, the most touches in the box. Yeah, and the most giveaways. The guy's created nothing. He's had 0 shots on goal. No, I won't lie. He has 3 shots on goal. Right? No goals, no assists. 1 assist from a corner, I guess. He's still 007. It's crazy. Yeah, I think Jamie is a little bit upset and frustrated. You know what I mean? But he's about. Drex, as fans, are we as fans ready for a true rebuild? We need to be patient. I agree with that. How can anyone compare both managers when one has been in the job for 5 years and the other for 18 months? Facts, said Gas Taylor. Facts, speak the facts. Hypothetically scenario, right? When you picture our team in 3 years from now, can you name 5 players who will still be here playing regularly? Let me see. Alvaro Fernandez, Kobe Mainu, maybe, Garnacho, Hoyland. I'll put in a shout for Anthony as well, because I think he's due a big game. I think he's due that moment that really says, hey, I'm arrived at Manchester United, and I have some faith in him. I'll be honest with that. Yeah, but other than that, guys, I think Bruno is going to be phased out. I think Rashford is going to be phased out, as he should be. I think Varane is leaving soon. I think Shaw needs to be sold. I think Amrabat, he's good, but he's too old. I would have probably gone for Ugarte or break the bank and get Chouameni or something. You know what I mean? I also don't think that we're going to see much of Christian Eriksen past this season. I think Christian Eriksen is probably going to be moved on. I think we're going to see about 4 or 5 players leave and go to Saudi in the window, maybe in August. That's just my opinion. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, you want your team to win, and none of the players have shown us that real world-class consistency over the last 2 seasons. You know what I mean? So I'm not afraid to see all of them go, to be honest. Great 100. You good? Ten Hag out? I would never be Ten Hag out, man. Not right now, because the problem isn't Eric Ten Hag. The bigger problem is players and the club not allowing him to get rid of them when he wanted to. Bro, Compost, when Arteta bottles this league, he's getting the sack this season. People are gonna go laugh at that now, but if he bottles the league this season, he's getting the sack. I'm telling you guys. Rashi inflated value for a few more moments football. Bro, that's crazy. Yeah, I criticize Eric Ten Hag, but you leave out the fact that I also criticize the players, Dark Row. And I keep hearing people saying the coach has to improve the players. Are these players toddlers? Are they 4-year-olds? Does a professional coach at Manchester United senior level have to coach players basics? Really? Dark Row, make it make sense for me, my bro. Make it make sense for me. Tell me, right? Tell me. I want you guys to tell me in the chat, right? I'm going to pose 2 questions and a poll in the chat, right? And I want you guys to tell me, right? Do you think Eric Ten Hag is responsible, right, for the players playing the basics? Or was it when they were attending academy as teenagers, right? That's question 1, right? Do you think Eric Ten Hag is responsible for the fact some of these players can't make a proper 5-yard pass? That's another question. The poll is incoming, guys. You'll see it shortly. Yeah, I'm not too sure, guys. Like, I don't believe that. And as GB agrees, his 5 would be Garnacho, Licha, Menu, Hoyland, Go. I think so. I think so. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Stephanie Griffith says Onana, Licha, Hoyland, Hannibal, Menu. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly, Jamie. This club is breaking us down to the core, and it's not something that we need right now. You know what I mean? Football IQ can't be taught. You're either good at the basics and you ain't. They can't be trained up like FIFA. It's a fact. Gray, make that statement make sense, honestly. Pep? Oh my God. Pep, what has Pep done to who and when? Tell me. Really, really, really. Like Jack Grealish? Jack Grealish spent 9 months, 8 months on the bench before he played a lick of football at Man City after they bought him for 100 mil. Calvin Phillips has played what? 60 minutes, 100 minutes so far in in a season and 12 games so far. And when you see Calvin Phillips, does he look better? Does he look better? To me, he looks worse than when he was at Leeds. I mean, I never really liked the guy, but at the same time, it's weird. At the same time, it's really weird. Like, I don't even understand how and why people say these weird things and they don't even consider the facts. They argue, they argue about players and they talk about the manager. They blame the manager for every little thing. Yeah, I didn't say Rashford never scored 20 goals before Eric Ten Hag came in. I said Rashford has never scored 20 Premier League goals in any season so far. Right? In 9 years, in 8 years, he's never scored 20 Premier League goals in a season. Right? And of course, he would have improved under Eric Ten Hag, but I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, and just big up Eric Ten Hag. Everyone knows Rashford improved because of Eric Ten Hag and Benny McCarthy. It's not rocket science, right? The problem with Marcus Rashford is he improved, but he did not maintain his level. The responsibility is now on him to keep the focus, keep his confidence, it's like you have to self-motivate. You can't go to work and depend on your manager to give you direction every day. It's like, bro, it's like Are you just, a robot? Are you our NPC? Are you just there to follow along with regular programming? Like, come on. Like, at the end of the day, everyone could sit here and talk and talk and talk about this and the manager. The manager needs to make this player do this. He needs to make them do that. He needs to. What about the guys on the field in their mind? Do they want to win? Do they want to be the best midfielder in the world, the best striker in the world, the best left winger in the world, the best defender in the world, the best goalkeeper in the world? These are the basics. People talk about Eric Ten Hag saying what he said to Jadon Sancho. How could he say, oh, Sancho didn't train well? It's so destructive to his character. You know what's destructive to his character? All the YouTubers talking about he didn't train well or he had issues at Man City when he was 16 years old. And Pep wanted to keep him. And he left because Dortmund offered him a starting position. But they make it seem like Pep wanted to get rid of him. That's disingenuous. Lots of fans do that. Saeed TV does it. The guy, like, he can't even keep his own mentality right. Everyone's around him saying, oh, Eric Ten Hag out. All of a sudden, all of Saeed TV streams is Eric Ten Hag out. For what? He was one of the biggest voices that said he believes in Ralph Rangnick. We need open heart surgery. He always says that. But then he goes and he says it's Eric Ten Hag's fault. When, we still have 5 to 7 players in our starting 11 from when Eric Ten Hag was the coach, before he was the coach. So, what I mean? It's like we're spinning around. In the Caribbean, you have a saying, you can't spin top in mud. And it means, well, the ground is moist and slushy. So how is the top with a needle point going to spin on it? It needs a hard surface, right? So it's like that. You know what I mean? It's crazy, guys. But I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to leave you all with a poll. Thanks so much. I meant to come on for 30 minutes, but I spoke so much time talking about rubbish. You know what I mean? And I don't really think it's rubbish, but I think it's like some views that people need to consider. Like, I'm not right about everything I say. It's my interpretation of things and my assessment of things. Everyone could take their time to get the information that we're giving out and think for yourselves and think and tell me what you guys think. I would love to hear them in the comments. I would love to hear everything that you say. Any questions about players, any questions about the coach, your opinions on the players, your opinions on the coach. All of these things are important to us, and it helps the channel to grow. It helps us all to grow. You know what I mean? We're not going to be like those merchants over on some of the other channels that just, we think we're the most intelligent football fans in the world. You know what I mean? We're fans. Everyone is fans. You know what I mean? Some people can have better opinions than mine. You know what I mean? My opinions aren't always right. It's just my opinions. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We all want to see United at the top. And the only way we can see that and achieve that is by focusing on this rebuild. Taking some pride down and bringing reality up. You know what I mean? Because we haven't been that team for the last 10 seasons. We have not. We have not. Rance is Jamaican. Man never been to Trenchtown, but he's Jamaican. Bro, it's so weird. But, guys, think about what I'm saying, right? We need to consider the fact that we have players here that weren't performing well. Players we wanted out of the club in 21-22. They are still here. Eric Ten Hag has been forced to use them because, the club could have easily took a loss, got rid of 10 of them, and brought in 10 cheap players. Like, we could have played more youth. You know what I mean? Like, we are built on youth. The fans are up for it. We are up for it. You know what I mean? But the club, I hate blaming the Glazers. I hate blaming the club. I want to blame the players, but, and I definitely like to make sure that the manager is responsible for every dumb thing that he does. But at the end of the day, managers make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. People make mistakes. But he's shown us last season he can do well. You know what I mean? When no one thought we were going to come third, we came third with 2 cup finals, winning a cup. And these are the facts that you have to remain clear to. Like, everyone could say all sorts of crazy things about we are united, we're supposed to win. But in 10 years, we have not shared that legacy. We have not embodied that. We have not shown that we are dominant. We've shown that we are just there to take part in top 4 races, not to win them. So, I hope he plays the youth, because it's high time that all these stars know that they're replaceable. It's high time that they know that the fans, we're not happy with them. And we pay them so much. We support them so much. And for the shit that we get on a match day, it's not good enough. And I'd rather support a young player and let him make mistakes than support a player who's been experienced, who's supposed to score me 30 goals, but just not doing it because, you know what? He's not mentally in the game. I'm tired of that. Thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you. I know I rambled a lot. I didn't really want to, but tomorrow I promise you're going to love the newscast in the morning. And stay tuned for the warm-up to the pregame. We start at 7:35, I believe, 15 minutes before the match. It's a Carabao Cup game. We're going to just talk about the team squad selection by Ten Hag, what we would have done differently. And then we're going to get into the chill along with Poppy and myself. Stay tuned, guys. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for taking the time. I hope you all have a great day. And Bella,
I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up by smashing that like button. Subscribe if you have not done so yet. If you want to take it to the next level, you can always show your appreciation to sponsor our channel by clicking below the video title, where you will see the heart icon with the text saying, "Thanks." Or you could buy me a cheeky little coffee by scanning this barcode, or visit this link to buy me a virtual coffee. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. Remember, glory, glory, Man United, Glazers out. It is green and gold until we are announced and sold. That was all from me. I wish you a good day and a great match experience, and I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.